Well, hello again, friends. This is Lindsay for So Fancy. Welcome back to another project tutorial. Today we are going to be putting some HTV onto a big floppy sun hat or beach hat, straw hat. So if you are ready for summer and you want to get beach ready, then this might be the project for you. So we're going to show you the tips and tricks and the process of putting HTV onto the brim of the hat and how you can get that HTV to stick successfully so that it will look fantastic all summer long. So let's go ahead and get started. So we have already cut and weeded the HTV for our beach hat, and we're using Caesar glitter HTV with this cute beach please design. And here's the hat we're going to be pressing on. It's super cute, right? So it already came with this bow secured to it. I couldn't take it off, but it was easy to push out of the way. But if you need to take off any strings or bows off the hat, then do it before pressing. And then just play around with the placement of the HTV and just kind of see where you want to place it. And what you'll see is that with this design, I have 2 cuts of HTV, and so when I place them where I want them on the hat, the carrier sheets overlap, and you do not want that with HTV because you need the HTV to be sitting directly on top of the surface of the hat and not a carrier sheet. So we're actually going to press this in 2 sections. And the best way we found to do that is with a home iron, and this is just a regular home iron. But note that you don't want any water in the iron. You don't want any steam when pressing HTV. So just go ahead and plug it in. And the best setting to use is usually the cotton setting. So just let that heat up nice and hot, and then be sure that you are working on a surface that is safe to use the iron on. And then I just like to take a lint roller over the surface. It's going to pick up, things like pet hair that I don't want pressed onto the hat. So then just place that HTV onto the hat, and this hat has a tag on the inside that says that ironing it was okay, but you do want to do a test press like on the inside just to make sure that the hat is safe and it won't melt, and this hat was totally fine. But then cover the HTV with a cover sheet or a piece of parchment paper, and then place the iron down, and you want to press straight down. So you're not ironing back and forth. You're just pressing straight down for 10 to 15 seconds. And if you can't cover the entire design with your iron in one press, then just move that, after pressing, move to the next area and then press that area for 10 to 15 seconds. And then let it cool for just a second or two, enough to remove the carrier sheet. But you do want to be careful because, as you can see, with this really thin design, the edge didn't stick completely. So here is where a pressing pillow is really, really going to help. And if you don't have a pressing pillow, then put like a cloth or a towel underneath, cover with parchment, and then press that area again. And what that pillow or that cloth does is it really helps to get that HTV into the texture of the beach hat and get a really good adherence. And then we can go ahead and remove the carrier sheet, and that looks great. And now we're going to repeat with the second part of the design. And here's where that cover sheet or parchment paper is just super important because you never want to touch the iron directly onto HTV. You always need something in between it, like a piece of parchment paper. And if y'all like the design that I'm using, then you can find it in the Summer Vacation and Travel SVG bundle at So Fancy. So check out the video description to click on a link for that. So then when you've removed the carrier sheet, now place the parchment or the cover sheet over it all again and press it again. And this second press is like your insurance press. And really pay attention to the edges of the design, especially a design like this that has that really thin text. So just really make sure that you get those areas. Then remove the parchment and just let it cool for a second. And what I did is I ran my finger over it, and what I'm feeling for is any spots that didn't adhere or didn't adhere well. And so I'm going to cover that area with the parchment again. And then here I press the tip of the iron onto that spot. And this was a really textured hat, so when I pressed it like this, When I go ahead and remove the parchment, I can really see that the HTV did stick better onto the surface of the hat. So I'm going to go ahead and repeat that in, several different areas, and then just lastly double check it again that it's all pressed down really well. I'm going to bend the brim and none of the HTV pops up, and the HTV is adhered down really, really well. So that's all there is to putting HTV onto a big summer straw beach hat. And if you want to use the same design that we did and take a look at a whole bunch of others, then check out the Summer Vacation and Travel Bundle at So Fancy. Again, there's a link in the video description to check that out. So thanks so much for watching, you guys. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next time. Bye.